welcome to my crochet tutorial where we will be looking at how to make some stitches in the back loop only of some rounds and rows. You might want to use this stitch where you want a sharp or defined change of direction, and here we've used it to make a base disc and then worked in the back loop only of the disc to make the direction of the stitches go up like we see in the pot. Or it could be where we've made our pumpkin and we've worked in rows, and the more rows that you make just working in the back loop only of the stitch, you'll see that it adds this ribbed effect. So looking at working in the round first, I've got an example of a disc shape that I've made already, and I'm going to continue working in the disc shape around the edge of the stitches, and you can see that you've got two loops of the stitch that's already there. The front loop is nearest us here and the back loop is at the back. So we're going to continue working round to the left hand side. I'm right handed, so I'm going to be crocheting to the left as we work around the piece. For the example, I'm using my 3-ply natural twine and a 6mm crochet hook. The red yarn is a stitch marker just to indicate where we're starting and ending the round. The last stitch that I made was just here, and the next stitch that I would normally work in is this one, but we're only going to work in the back loop of the next stitch, which is this one here. I'm using UK terminology for a double crochet stitch and not the United States terminology. So I'm going to insert my hook into just the back loop, yarn over and collect the twine, pull it through that back loop. I've got two loops on my hook. I yarn over again and I pull that through both those loops to complete one double crochet stitch. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around. So moving into the next stitch, into the back loop only, yarn over and collect the twine, yarn over again and pull it through both the loops. And I'll continue all the way around the piece. I'm just reaching the end of the round as we approach the stitch marker. And that's the last stitch made. I'm just easing that last round backwards on the piece, and you can see that the edge has started to form. If we then continued, as our pattern shows us, to make, in this example, like a pot shape, then that would be much more defined. You'll see it. Another time that you might use the back loop only stitch would be where we are working in rows. This is made by starting off with a series of chain stitches and then working back and forth on the stitches that you make to create and build up these rows, but only working in the back loop. Start off by making a slip knot. To do that, we'll take the tail end of our twine, dangle it down in front of a couple of fingers, wrap it around the back, down and underneath, back up and over, let it cross over that tail end. Take your crochet hook, pop it underneath the tail end that you made first, collect the twine and bring it through, and now we can see that a knot has formed. We can pull the tail end just to close that knot up, and now we can pull the working twine to close the slip knot onto the hook. I'm going to make some chain stitches. To do that, we're just going to yarn over by taking the twine round and over the hook, collect the twine, pull it through the loop that was already on your hook, and we'll repeat this to make a series of chain stitches as a starting base for our rows that we're going to make. So I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is just an example, and your pattern would show you how many chains you need to make if you're using this method. This method is used to make the pumpkins. I'm now going to work back along the chain. I'm going to skip the last chain that I made, and I'm going to jump to the second chain to the left of the hook. Insert the hook into the chain, yarn over, collect the twine and pull it through with 2 loops on your hook, yarn over again and pull it through both those loops. Now you've made 1 double crochet stitch, and we'll carry on doing exactly the same in each chain along. And because I skipped the first chain, we're already going to work into 10 of those chains out of the 11 that I initially made. Nine, and the last one 10. And the piece will naturally curl up, but the twine's quite forgiving, so we can just pull it a little bit just to straighten it out. Now we've reached the end, we're simply going to turn the piece and we're going to start working back along the other way. But because we're working in the back loop only, you can see on the top of that row of double crochet stitches we made, we've got a front loop and a back loop, and we're going to work in the back loop. So this time we don't skip anything, we go straight into the last double crochet stitch we made, into the back loop, yarn over and collect that twine, pull it through that back loop with 2 loops on our hook, yarn over again, pull it through, and we've now made the first of this row, the first double crochet stitch. So we'll carry on all the way along into the next one, the back loop only. We yarn over and collect the twine, pull it through, 2 loops on our hook, yarn over again, and pull it through both the loops that were on the hook to complete the double crochet stitch. We repeat this all the way along. Nine and 10. We've reached the end, so we do exactly what we did last time. We turn the piece round and we work back along the other way. Carry on working in the back loop only. We don't skip any. And to the last one. We reach the end again with 10 double crochet stitches. We would turn the piece and carry on, and we keep repeating that to build up the rows, and then you start to get the ribbed effect. And that is working in the back loop only.